Hi, I'm Drew Pearson of the Dallas Cowboys. Being a high school athlete was a great experience, but even way back then, it was tough being a teenager. I had to make some pretty big decisions, selecting a college, planning my career, and even making a choice about drinking. Today, alcohol abuse is a real problem among young people. That's why it's so important for parents to help their teenagers with straight talk about alcohol. Like pro athletes, teenagers need good coaching, especially with big decisions. Having the right information when you need it about drinking or not drinking can mean the difference between being a winner and not making the grade. This free booklet, Straight Talk About Alcohol, can help you guide your son or daughter to make the right decisions. For your free copy, write Education Commission of the States, Box 687, Denver, Colorado, 80201. Send for it today and help your teenager be a winner for life.
The preceding message was furnished as a public service by the National Football League.
The preceding announcement furnished as a public service by the National Football League. Ready to go here in the second half. Rafael Septien gets his toe into the football. James Owens fields it for the 49ers on the 3, up the middle to the 20, 25. He gets outside. Look out. He elected to go the inside route. Returned it to the 33, which is a fine return. Let's take a look at the first half statistics. Pretty well dominated by the Cowboys, I'd say.
Well, you got to go to the bottom of the San Francisco column with the turnovers. 5 turnovers, and Dallas, I know, took advantage of 4 of those. The time of possession, of course, Dallas controlled the ball, so that pretty well tells the story. That in the passing game of Dallas. Dallas has got 206 yards passing, and they've hit 3 touchdown passes to Drew Pearson.
Whopping edge in all categories. DeBerg remains at halfback, or rather at the quarterback position, pardon me. And Don Woods, a newcomer, who was signed just this week. See, it's getting to me, Roger. Woods, a former San Diego Charger who is from Denton, Texas, just north of Dallas, played his college football at North Texas State, and is a former 1,000-yard rusher with San Diego. Picked up this week. Phil Francis was placed on the injured list. So Woods is teaming with Cooper in that backfield. Second down, 5. DeBerg overthrowing Freddie Solomon. We get a flag. Looked like it might be pass interference against Dallas.
Well, there's an example of what's going to happen also. Ed Jones didn't even go for the running fake. He was in there like gangbusters, and it's going to be a test for the offensive line of San Francisco, the passing game especially, with the Dallas front line coming after him 38-7. They're not even going to look for the run.
Officials will talk it over. The referee, Pat Haggerty, and his crew. Illegal use of hands against Dallas will give the 49ers an automatic first down. We'll get the official call here, probably against one of the Cowboy defensive backs. Downfield as they try to work on Solomon.
Illegal use of the hands. Defense. No. First down.
Well, we got everything but the number. But I assume it was Steve Wilson because he was in the area. It's
Looked like Steve Wilson, number 45.
49ers have the ball at their 44-yard line. DeBerg back up, feeds it to Cooper. Big hole for the rookie down to the 40 of Dallas, inside the 35 to the 30-yard line.
Well, that's a great play right there. It's a good.
We got a holding penalty against San Francisco. Going to nullify it.
DeBerg's back, and it's just a draw right up the middle. And again, Dallas is coming after the quarterback, and the linebackers are dropping back quick, and Cooper got inside and broke it through the middle. With his speed, he got downfield, but it's all for naught.
Are you surprised, or perhaps that Bill Walsh didn't go to Montana here in the second half, or you figure when a team's 31 points down, it's really kind of unfair to put another guy in there?
Well, I'm sure Montana will be in there before the day is over. It's just a decision the head coach has. I remember a game Montana came in, though.
Holding, number 86, offense.
Charlie Young, the tight end.
They played in the Cotton Bowl here when he was with Notre Dame and against Houston. Houston was ahead 34-12. Of course, Montana was in the whole game, but he turned that thing around, and Notre Dame won 35-34. I got to say, it was one of the great collegiate football games I've ever seen.
I was on the sidelines, and I've never been so cold in my life. That was the year of the great ice storm here in Dallas. Under those circumstances, it was remarkable. 49ers backed up to their 38-yard line. DeBerg trying to set up the screen to Cooper. Couldn't quite do it.
Well, Cooper got knocked off. It was a good, excellent play. Dallas was past the the line of scrimmage quickly. The back slipped out behind the defensive line, and he would have gone a long ways, but someone tripped him up.
First half, DeBerg 6 out of 17 for 126 yards.
That Green Bay game swung back and forth. It's now 14-14.
Now check the record book. The last time the Cowboys scored as many as 38 points in a half a play was against the Jets in 1971 here. Look at this score.
New England is putting it on Miami. There they come. They're coming. And it's
that's almost intercepted by Guy Brown, number 59. The pass intended for Cooper, and DeBerg had a load back there. He had all he could handle.
Randy White was coming on that. He's active in the middle of that line the whole time. He's double teamed a lot. And he's just he's quick as far as his escapes, going after the quarterback. He's excellent against the run. And you know, Dallas off-season program, Randy White probably is the strongest man on the team, but Bob Ward's the assistant coach. He's completely in charge of Dallas conditioning from April all the way through the season. These guys are in shape. They're strong, and of course Randy White is the kingpin as far as strength in the Dallas Cowboys.
Third down, 16. White can bench press 450 pounds. Big rush on DeBerg. Look out. Down he goes back at the 28-yard line.
I would say the only advantage you'd have with Montana would be his ability to scramble, because this rush you're going to see the rest of this half, and they're coming like crazy. There's Ed Jones. Harvey's coming around the corner, and Randy White is right up the middle, so it's they'll probably share that sack right there. Larry Cole, number 63, is also in, and he's being driven to the side there a little bit by Randy Cross, but Randy White made the play.
Fine kick by Miller, driving James Jones back to the 15. He's out to the 20, 25, 30. Look at him run. Fine rookie running back of the Dallas Cowboys returns the punt to the 41-yard line. He just will not go down. 13 minutes, 26 seconds left to play in the third period. Cowboys leading the 49ers 38-7. Back after this.
Motorcraft for sure. Motorcraft for sure.
How do you make the great lineup of Motorcraft parts even better? You've already got batteries with Sure Power, hot firing spark plugs, and a full line of filters. So how do you make it better? Just add oil. Introducing Motorcraft Oil, formulated to stabilize oxidation and reduce wear. Rated SF, it meets the most advanced engineering standards set for the 80s. You can be sure of it.
Motorcraft for sure.
In an independent test,
over 1,000 different people were asked.
Which TV set had the best overall color picture?
More people chose the 19-inch Sylvania Super Set
than either RCA or Zenith.
This is the 4th year in a row
that Sylvania was chosen by the people
as having the best color picture.
Sylvania may not be the biggest, but a lot of people think Sylvania's got the
best
color
picture.
Tuesday, join Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, and the greatest stars of country music for a rompin' stompin' hour of pickin' and singin' on the Unbroken Circle. Tuesday at 8/7 Central and Mountain.
First and 10, Dallas ball at their 41-yard line. Roger Staubach has just set a new record for turkey sandwich consumed during one commercial. 60 seconds. That's not bad.
It's a good turkey sandwich.
Just one of many records the Cowboys are setting here this afternoon offensively. Straight dive play out to the 45-yard line to Ron Springs. Talking about Cowboy records, their record for points scored in a single half is 42. That was done in the first half against Philadelphia back in '69 at the Cotton Bowl. That wound up 49-14. This young man we may see a little bit later on, Joe Montana, backup quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Second down, 5. Hill wide to the right side. Drew Pearson. Flank to the left. Dorsett. Really firing through up the middle, across the 50 and down to the 39 of the 49ers.
Well, he really burst up the middle right here. There's a hole. Good blocking internally, and Hilton is pushed aside there, number 55, and Dorsett breaks through the middle and is into the secondary very quickly. The key block was on Scott Hilton, number 55, and I'm going to have to give credit, I believe, to Tom Rafferty, number 64, but I couldn't see exactly, but we'll give the Raff credit.
Give Raff credit. That reminds me of an interesting story about Tom Rafferty, which we can bring up maybe. A reverse from Dorsett to Drew Pearson, and Pearson at the 40 hit and dropped at the 39-yard line, and we get a flag.
Excellent play by Melvin Morgan. Drew dipped inside. Morgan was stalking him out over there, and when Drew broke outside, Morgan was right there.
Got to be holding, though, against the Cowboys.
It's got to be against Dallas. It looked like there was holding on the reverse, and it.
That may. Let's see. There's
number
Rafferty
64,
out in front.
Rafferty. He is holding Bobby Leopold.
Well, he was great on the last play.
But Morgan is sneaking up there behind Leopold and makes a nice tackle.
There's the walk-off by Pat Haggerty, the referee, and the call.
Holding number 64.
Holding. Offense.
Before talking about Rafferty.
Rafferty's.
Tell the training camp story about the dog food. We will. Well, let's wait till after this play. Then we'll bring it up. Very unusual story involving Tom Rafferty, number 64, the Cowboy guard. Danny White over the middle. Jay Salty at the 30. First down at the 27-yard line as White continues to hit.
Danny was on target. He had John Fitzgerald pulling out in front of Tony Dorsett as an outlet to the left, and he had Jay Salty over the middle. The linebacker came up. Watch Dorsett right here, number 30. He's out here, and here's Fitzgerald, number 62, coming out in front of him. White then looks at the tight end, and if the linebacker comes up on Dorsett, he goes to the tight end, who is past Hilton, but also Tony Dorsett really was the outlet, and the reactions of the linebacker, Danny read it perfectly and hit the man downfield, and Jay Salty again made another nice catch. He's now the leading tight end in receptions for the Dallas Cowboys.
That's a Cowboy first down at the 27-yard line. Ron Springs on the delay gets up to the 23. Now, Rafferty likes to munch a lot, doesn't he, in training camp?
Yeah, I was rooming with Bruning and Waters and Harris, and we used to be on the corner. We would have a lot of food out. We had always had these mixed peanuts out there, and Rafferty would come by and always grab a big handful. So one day we put some dog food in there. So
oh, you didn't.
He came by and had a couple of handfuls of dog food. He came back to the room that night and said he wasn't feeling good. I said, well, we better get you to a vet because you've just eaten dog food. he has never forgiven me for that one.
Second down, 6 from the 23-yard line. Dorsett behind Rafferty. Not much of a hole there.
San Francisco had him shut off, but you can see, watch Dorsett's quick feet right here. He gets away right. He shut off completely right here and probably would have a 2-yard loss, but that little move, that is, a lot of backs can do it, but you can't, not too many can accelerate off that move, and he accelerated enough to get back the line of scrimmage and
got a couple, actually.
Got actually a yard or two.
Ball is marked at the 19-yard line, sets up a 3rd and 2. Hill, Drew Pearson both out of the lineup. Double tight end set up now for the Cowboys with Cosby and Salty in there on the 3rd down and short yardage situation. Salty in motion. The give is to Ron Springs. He has a first down near the 15-yard line.
The report that Philadelphia really came back strong in the second half. New York controlled that first half, and Philadelphia came back in the second half and won going away. Ron Springs, Frank, I believe he bruised a knee. It wasn't that bad ankle we thought in the first half, so Ron is back in there and running hard again.
First down for Dallas at the 15-yard line. The day that the Cowboys scored 38 points in a half against the Jets, they wound up winning that game 52-10. That was 9 years ago. Dorsett inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. I guess you had to be the happiest man on the Dallas Cowboys when you heard the Cowboys had drafted Tony Dorsett. That was really the kind of missing ingredient up to that point.
Well, Tony has really given a lot. I'm a big fan of his. He does so much. He caught 45 passes last year. He's getting into the passing game a lot more, which he can do. Get the ball to him and let him run with it. He's got over 1,000 yards each season, and he has really been a main ingredient in this Dallas offense. And this year he's been slow a little bit getting started in the running game. He's been off and on, but he's still catching the ball well.
Second down, 7. Cowboys from the 49er 13. Dorsett it is. Around the right side, looking for running room, and this time he is stopped at the line of scrimmage for what will be no gain. You know, I guess he had the all-time thrill for a football player, and that would be to play on a number 1 ranked college football team, an NCAA champion his senior year, and then go his rookie year into the pros and play a Super Bowl championship team. Not many people going to make that statement.
A lot of big things happened to him in 2 years, and he handled it well. He was a highly sought after draft choice. They paid him a lot of money, but he came on the team and he produced, and the players appreciated that.
Third down, still 7 for the Cowboys at the 49er 13. White's going to put it up.
Tight end again.
He's got 3 touchdown passes. He's got 4 now as Billy Joe Dupree, the tight end, hauls in that throw from Danny White. And that makes it a 44-7 ball game.
Well, that's Dallas's favorite play inside the 10. They have the tight ends working on the strong safety, or they have the running back out in the flat. Billy Joe was working on Ricky Churchman, number 33, and Danny looked at him all the way. He had Ron Springs in the flat. Churchman is on Billy Joe, who's a big target. Harper tried to come over number 59 off of Springs, but he was too late also. But it's the same play that Jay Salty caught on the 1-yard line earlier in the game. This time Dupree caught it for a touchdown.
Septien with the extra point try. 7 minutes, 28 seconds left to play in the third period. And that makes it Dallas 45, San Francisco 7. It's been all Cowboys all afternoon long. Cowboys scored on their first 2 possessions.
When you go to the movies, and you're glad you did.
It's United Artists.
That's Transamerica. When your property is well insured and your independent agent is understanding.
That's Transamerica Insurance.
The many companies in the Transamerica family all stand for just one thing. First-rate service at a fair price. That's Transamerica.
Hatfield's gas pipes were leaking half our gas, but the town couldn't afford a contractor to fix them.
See if you can break it out.
So when Bill Sanders of Phillips showed us gas pipe made of their plastic and how to install it ourselves, we were in hog heaven. With some willing hands and some expert advice from Phillips, now Hatfield, Arkansas is really cooking. And that new pipe paid for itself in a year.
Phillips Petroleum. Good things for cars and the people who drive them.
Big football weekend in this town. Of course, better than 75,000 yesterday for Texas, Oklahoma. And a capacity crowd of 65,000 on hand here at Texas Stadium this afternoon with the Cowboys and the 49ers. 4 touchdown passes in one game is a career high for Danny White of the Cowboys. Septien's kickoff. James Owens, 7 yards deep in the end zone, will not bring it out, and I can't hardly blame him. There's the book on that last Dallas touchdown drive as the Cowboys have moved the football at will. Tom Landry.
Coach Landry, there he's got his arms folded. He is in that position a lot. I remember one time on the sidelines in a game similar to this, and I tried to get a play from him. He was kind of looking up through the hole in the roof. He came back down, looked at me, and gave me the play, and I said, I wonder where you got those plays from. He didn't even crack a smile. And he's not smiling yet today.
Well, I mean, after all, he's only got a 38-point lead. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Don Woods trying to get outside, but the Cowboys swing it out far enough, and he gets very, very little, if anything. Woods, the former San Diego running back.
Coach Landry, I think he does have a direct line up there.
Why do you say that?
We used to take road trips. He tells what to wear. It's going to. Well, I think it's going to rain. You get a weather report. He's a better meteorologist than the weather people. He tells how cold it was going to be, what it was going to rain, what it was going to be sunny. But I'll tell you, one time he was playing golf. Hit a ball in the sand trap.
Yes.
Looked up in the air, folded those arms, and I'll be doggone, grass started growing into the ball.
I can't.
No, I'm just kidding.
If he knew what you were saying about him.
I'm just kidding there, Tom.
2nd and 10. DeBerg behind the intended receiver, who is Freddie Solomon. Let me ask you a serious question about Landry. If he would have come to you this year after last season ended and he said, Roger, if you'll play one more year, seriously, I'll let you call the plays, would that have influenced your decision?
Well, Dallas would probably be 2-3 right now.
Well, I'm not saying that. Would you have played?
No, that wasn't the decision. The decision was based on other factors, and that wasn't. I would have loved to call the plays. He knew that. We shared a lot of the play responsibility as far as talking over what I wanted to do and what he wanted to do. So that wasn't the factor at all.
3rd and 10 for the 49ers. DeBerg pumps it once, finally lets it go, and
grounding.
Yep. Intentional grounding is what the call will be this time against Steve DeBerg. That, of course, is a judgment call. It's in the eyes of the official.
Official's got a decision here, but when someone has an arm on a quarterback, they're going to blow that tight whistle. And right here, Harvey Martin has an arm on him, gets away, and then DeBerg just fires into the ground. There was no intention of a pass completion, and the possibility of a trap led the referee to call that one. It's a referee's decision. That was a good one there. That was a good call.
That's a murderous call for the 49ers because it's also loss of down, which means they're back in their 10 and having to punt out of it now. Miller, great kick. Again, James Jones waiting. At his own 45, Jones escapes the first man. Always seems to get something. That time it's 5 yards or so as he returns it to midfield. Terry Totolo making the stop for the San Francisco 49ers. Cowboys cruising here in the 3rd period, 45-7, and we'll be back at Texas Stadium in just a moment.
Where is that caterer with all the things for the wedding?
We had a lot to get. Many businessmen today are going for the out-front design 81 Ford van. It has unbeaten gas mileage ratings.
Is that your only truck? Where's the tent, the food, the chairs?
Don't worry, man.
Okay, guys, let's go.
And Ford is also the load champ, with more capacity than any other regular body van. Honest. Yes, Ford has made toughness and mileage into a happy marriage.
We want to make you smile.
I played it was backhand.
We're gonna make you smile.
Holiday Inn offers you the widest choice of the most popular resort locations.
I saw that. Come to Holiday Inn where your smile says you're number one in people pleasing.
Next Saturday, they're on the muscle for the title in the World's Strongest Men competition. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Cowboys and the 49ers with 6:58 left to play in the 3rd period. Dallas leading 45-7. And Bill Walsh trying to figure out how to get his offense untracked. It just hasn't gotten going. 5 turnovers kill the 49ers in the first half. Cowboys from midfield. Ron Springs takes the handoff. Carries it down to the 46 for a pickup of 4 yards. It says here, last Cowboys quarterback to throw 4 touchdown passes in one game, Roger Staubach against Baltimore in the '78 season opener. Green Bay and Tampa Bay have gone to overtime now, tied. Remember that Monday night game, 38-0 against the Colts?
I remember.
Buffalo losing its first game of the year.
Look at this one right here. This is incredible. Cincinnati's beaten Pittsburgh twice this season. Cincinnati was coming off of a loss to Green Bay last week.
On 2nd and 6, Springs close to the first down at the 41-yard line.
I bet the Oilers are happy to see that score.
That'll help some people in that Central Division, I'll tell you.
That was in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh, right? They beat them last time in Cincinnati.
They had won like 20-some straight in Pittsburgh.
We were there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Remember? Saw them play Green Bay. It looked like they're not Green Bay, but Chicago, and looked like the Steelers never lose a football game again. They were doing to the Bears what the Cowboys are doing to the 49ers. 3rd down, long yard needed for the first down here. And we get a timeout called by the Cowboys. Saw Bill Walsh there a moment ago. He has worked his way up through the ranks as an assistant coach, first of all at Oakland, then Cincinnati, then at San Diego, where he helped develop those great passing games, and he's done the same thing in San Francisco. Great throwing game developed by the 49ers, though it certainly hasn't surfaced thus far this afternoon.
Roll on in, America, to Sears First Automotive Savings Rally. Save 10 to 40% and get some of our lowest prices of the year on tires, shocks, batteries, and much, much more. There's heavy-duty jumper cable, $7.88, save $5. A battery charger, $29.88, save $10. A floor jack, $44.88, save $25 at the Sears Automotive Savings Rally. Don't miss it. Sears, where America shops for value.
For the bottom of your engine, when it's cold outside, there's a tough new oil, and it's called Gulf Pride. It's got two kinds of cleaners for the water and the dirt, and a film that 100 cold starts won't hurt. So, if you want protection, remember, down inside, where water rots metal and rust can hide, there's a tough new oil, and it's called Gulf Pride.
Catch a sneak preview of The White Shadow as he returns to New York for an unforgettable reunion with his friends and father. The highly acclaimed White Shadow, a special preview on a special night, Thursday.
Cowboys with a 3rd down and 1 from the 41-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers. As we go back to play. Hey, these fans aren't satisfied. They want more.
You know what they're cheering about?
Dorsett picks up the first down at the 38.
Tell you what, they've just blinked on the board is Cincinnati 17, Pittsburgh 16. They've got a final on the Dallas board, and that's what the fans were. They still aren't crazy about Pittsburgh here in Dallas. I don't know why.
When do you figure that Mr. Landry is going to call off the dogs here? I mean, after all, 45-7.
Well, I don't think he's going to be throwing the big play type things. They're going to still try and move the football and probably, I'm sure, emphasize the running game a lot more here in this series.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of San Francisco. Dorsett trying to get outside, fights his way down to the 32 for a pickup of 5 or 6 yards. Tony has had just one 100-yard game thus far this season. So if they keep the ball on the ground and he stays in there, he could have his second this afternoon. He's in the 75-yard area right now.
Number 44, Frank, that time Charles Johnson's in the lineup now, and he made an excellent play. Tony had him kind of one-on-one out in the open field and tried to straight arm him, and Johnson fought him off and made a nice play.
2nd down. Dallas needs 4 for the first down with the ball at the 32-yard line of the 49ers. Springs pops through to the 29-yard line. This guy was really a surprise as a rookie last year. Weren't you rather amazed at what they got out of him as a 5th-round draft choice?
Springs, when he was at Ohio State, had a great junior year. His senior year, he's hurt most of the year, so he was drafted late based on his potential, and Dallas really got a coup. Springs' future is very bright. He's an excellent receiver. He's a good blocker, and his running ability, he substituted for Dorsett in 2 critical games last year against St. Louis and Washington and performed very well. They're very high on he and Dorsett in the same backfield, and with Newhouse, they've got 3 excellent running backs.
3rd down, less than a yard for the first down from the 29-yard line, and Springs picks up that and about 5 more as he takes it down to the 23. A guy we haven't seen much of this afternoon, who came back into the lineup last week in very spectacular fashion against the Giants, is Preston Pearson, who caught 4 passes last week.
Preston's been in there on some 3rd down situations, but he was really the key receiver in the victory over the Giants last week.
Another first down for Dallas. Danny White, 16 out of 22 for 239 yards and 4 touchdowns. No interceptions. He has been sacked once. Dorsett taking the deep handoff, and not much there as Tony fights his way forward for a couple of yards near the 20-yard line. Willie Harper, number 59, making the stop. And Dorsett taking a bit of a breather.
Since the second half of the Denver game, Danny White has really been on target. His percentages are very high. He's hitting 66% of his passes, and today's statistics are even better. Plus, he's thrown the 4 touchdowns, but he's really been on target since that second half of that Denver game. It's been over 4 weeks now where he's just been right in the middle of this passing game, hitting everybody and all different receivers.
Here's White calling a timeout as he brought him up to the line of scrimmage and saw something he didn't see. Why would you normally do that?
Well, it's you have a play called and you go up the line of scrimmage. Either someone's out of position or the defense has did something you don't like.
On the American road today is an automobile with remarkable dimensions in electronics and technology. Like electronic control of vital engine functions, including electronic fuel injection for efficiency and performance. Like a computer-analyzed design for maximum room and comfort without extra weight. Like an automatic overdrive transmission for excellent highway mileage. This fine car is not from the test tracks of Europe. This is an American automobile called Lincoln. Lincoln Town Car 1981. A fine sense of tradition, remarkable achievements in technology.
Again, you have a look at the crazy quilt sunshade pattern here at Texas Stadium, the hole in the roof. Someone came up with a good answer the other day when they asked what the hole is for. It's to let the balloons out before the game. Where else would they go, right?
I wonder what that was for.
2nd and 8. Cowboys from the 20-yard line. Butch Johnson is in motion.
Got their passing offense in there, and they go with the draw.
Ron Springs all the way for a touchdown.
They just are moving at will right now. The 49ers are a beleaguered, beaten team right now.
20
this
yards.
Is a draw. They've got their wide receivers in, all 3 of them. It looks like a passing situation, and it is. And of course, they come back with the counter against the pass, which is a draw play. And Springs loose, and that's a punt. And into the end zone.
Springs loose is a punt, huh?
He's had about 2 or 3 good runs today, and both, I think all 3 of them have been right up the middle.
Septien with the extra point try as the score continues to mount. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the 3rd period, and that makes it Cowboys 52 and the 49ers 7.
We're going to see Glenn Crono in this game pretty soon, Frank. Glenn is the fine number 2 draft choice and young backup quarterback that's been in Dallas 4 years, warming up on the sidelines, and he's going to see his first action this season.
That'll be interesting for San Francisco fans to see Carano, because again, he is the fellow that Tom Landry decided to keep when he cut Steve DeBerg in the final cutdown, and both were rookies some 4 years or so back. Septien getting ready to kick off what's been the 49ers' longest afternoon. There's James Owens, number 89, back there deep along with Farrell. Al Springs now has 81 yards rushing and 18 carries. Dorsett 75. Owens back to the 20-yard line. That's the end of the line. Cowboy record book shows that the most points they have ever scored in a single game was against the Lions back in 1968 in a season-opening game. It was Greg Landry's first game of his rookie year. Dallas beat the Lions at the Cotton Bowl 59-13. Ray Rhodes, the 49er defensive back, who was a receiver at Tulsa, catching passes thrown by one Drew Pearson, who at that time was the Tulsa quarterback. DeBerg back to throw it. Cooper out to the 20. Mike Hagman was the first to get to him, and cleaning up over there was Benny Barnes.
That was a screen all the way. Cooper made one good move there, and it shows the kind of ability that he does have. He just hasn't got the ball very much this afternoon and has been pretty well shut down.
I believe that's his first catch of the day. Clark has done most of the receiving. He's caught 6 for 126 yards, including the only 49er touchdown. Second down, 6 from the 24-yard line. DeBerg intercepted. Dennis Thurman tried to lateral the ball. Picked up by Wilson, and Wilson goes out of bounds at the 32. So that is turnover number 6.
Well, the ball's thrown a little bit high, and it's, of course, tipped up in the air. And once the ball's tipped up in the air, that's where the interceptions start taking place. And Thurman's right there. He's always around the ball. Dennis Thurman's an excellent safety. He's around the ball. Here's a no-no right here. In a close game, of course, this would be real bad. But again, it's 52-7, so I guess they can do those kind of things. But he tried the lateral, and it was knocked around. Steve Wilson ended up with the football.
Now here's the guy we were talking about. Glenn Corrado is now at quarterback. Keep in mind that he has never thrown a pass in a regular season game. First time he puts it in the air. If he does, it'll be a big NFL moment for him. He's played in preseason the last several years. James Jones into the backfield in a running back spot. He's the backup to Tony Dorsett, and he carries down to the 25-yard line. So Jones in there for Dorsett. Corrado is now in at quarterback. Played his college football at Nevada, Las Vegas. That is a long afternoon.
Well, the big thing, they've got to realize in this professional football, you don't have those turnovers, you can come back next. It's a mental game right now, and Bill Walsh has got a lot of character, and this team will get back on track. They're going to have some defensive problems this year. They've lost Wayne Board, their great defensive lineman. They've got a few people hurt, but they'll play much better than they did today, and the turnovers again have killed them the whole afternoon.
Cowboys also have their third-string fullback Newsome in there. That's Jones carrying to the 23-yard line. Clock running down the final 15 seconds of the third quarter here at Texas Stadium.
You know, the Cowboys keep 3 tight ends. Jay Salty can also play wide receiver. They have their young tight end in there, Doug Cosby, their third tight end, who's an excellent tight end. They have a lot of hope for his future with Dallas.
If White indeed is through, and that's the end of the quarter, he'll have brought up the ball game with 16 completions and 22 tries for a spectacular 72.7 percentage. Back with the final quarter after this.
Tuesday, a reunion beckons a man back to his high school girlfriend. But it's her teenage daughter who ends up stealing his heart. Reunion, a television premiere Tuesday night.
This is CBS.